One way we can use our natural voice to soothe ourselves is by humming. One note, one breath, focused inside, will work even if we don't use a sound. Don't believe me? Let's try, okay? M is the mother sound of all creation. And in Hebrew, mem means from the inside out. And isn't it so? When something feels really, really good, we go, or if we acknowledge something inside, we go, mm-hmm. And here's the mem. Doesn't that look like a circle from the inside out? In the pre-biblical times, the priestesses held the power of the entire universe in their hands, and leaders would go to the temples, and they would receive powerful voice and rhythm that would attune them to the entire vibratory rate of the universe, and it would replenish and rejuvenate them. And today, while music is more prevalent in our lives than ever before, 90% of it is based on synthesized sound, and that's like drinking formula instead of mother's milk. All right? Both will feed you, but only one will deeply nourish your soul. Natural and authentic voice can nourish and nurture us through tremendous turbulent times of change. And the source of sound is silence. Sit back, relax. Allow yourself to journey to your personal promised land. It's so much closer than you think. And as I sing into this drum, allow yourself to journey to a magical place that is beyond your cognitive mind. I'm going to compose music right now on the spot, and I'm going to be using as focus our collective good. Okay? And this is not a performance, so there is no need to applaud afterwards. In fact, in the silence after the music is when the medical research that's been conducted upon this music has found that its power is most potent. Now, this is the oldest drum known to mankind. It's known as Miriam's drum, and it's named after the prophetess Miriam in the Bible, who held the entire power of creation in her fingertips. Did you know that vibration is the essence of all matter, and our human voice bridges our inner world to our outer world? It's our most intimate instrument, and perhaps that's why the fear of public speaking is our number one fear after the fear of death. The ancients, they were very, very conscious of this, and they revered that transformational journey to and from the dark, watery womb space. And you can see this depicted on temple walls. Connect to that now. It could be so powerful to connect to your authentic voice. It can be amazingly scary, because you may think you're going out of your friggin' mind. At least I did. When my mind and my inner voice told me, go sing on the inner city trains of Paris, France. Now that same voice brought me to do the voiceovers for primetime television during the Olympics to 60 million people. Though afterwards, at New Year's, I made a resolution, I'm no longer going to work just for a living. And the voice of criticism chimes, maybe screeches. What, with your faith you're going to buy bread in the marketplace? No, I was on this do or die mission. I had this litmus test. The bell rings, I say yes to the work. The bell doesn't ring, I say no. And I said no enough times that I ran out of money and I didn't eat for 2 days. And I go to this inspirational gathering and everybody brings something to share. And I remember this Hebrew spiritual from my Sunday school days. But I'm not a singer. And, the radio full volume with the windows up, I would not sing. But I sing this song and there's focus in the room. And afterwards I share that I'm on this do or die mission. And if there's a higher power, then answer me, tell me, why am I alive? And this man comes up to me, he says, your voice speaks. And you have work to do with it for a higher power. Tomorrow morning you go to the train station, you get on the inner city train, you sing that Hebrew spiritual. The bell rings. I'm like shaking in my boots. I go home. I go to the train station the next morning. The people are getting on the train. I am not with them. The doors are closing. No way. But at the last minute, I push them open. I jump on the train, and everybody's sitting there with books, with papers. And I say, good morning. I have a small song to start off the day on the right foot. And I start singing this Hebrew spiritual. Eli, Eli. The books come down. There's silence. You could cut it with a knife because they're waiting for me to ask for money. Only what comes out of my mouth, if I'm here for anything, it's to ask you, please do something kind for yourself today because you truly deserve it. And I find myself walking up and down the aisle, looking at everyone in the eye and wishing them a good day. And it was so inspiring that I came back the next day. And at the end of that week, I was offered a very secure executive position, and I turned it down because I realized that I found my calling, which is through music to support people in connecting to their inner voice of wisdom. If we will only stop to connect to our own quiet, we can ask ourselves any questions and receive the answer 24/7. It's quicker than Google. You don't need an internet connection. And I also understood that my voice is to be used for a higher purpose for advanced mass media. And my dear friends, this moment right now is an actualization of it. And thank you for being here. For an entire year, 6 days a week, I sang on that train. And I earned more income than I ever would have made from that executive position, though I never once asked for money. It also healed me of the tremendous shame of my father putting soap down my mouth for speaking my authentic truth. And it brought me to Israel, to revive this beautiful ancient healing and transformational music that has been medically proven to lower blood pressure, heart rate, increase focus, and quality of sleep. It's wordless, it's universal, there's no right or wrong, and you can't screw it up. It's based on this magnetic power at the center of the universe, that feminine power. In fact, there are midwives today who I have trained who are using this to help women who are going through labor. Now, Miriam, she was also known as a midwife, and her name actually means from the waters. Hers is the archetype of that feminine power and wisdom that's visceral, that's intuitive. Now, how do you go and prove something that's visceral and intuitive and not cognitive? You do it by listening to your heart. Would you like to listen to your heart so that it can take you where your heart wants you to go? If you take your hand, pick any hand, and place it on your heart. All right, and you will feel its vibration. The sound is ah. Ah. Oh, so beautiful. Now, if you want to deepen your heart voice and your intuition, add the M to the end, and that will deepen your intuition. Don't believe me? Let's try it together. Listening to your heart will take you everywhere. Mine took me to a neonatal intensive care unit in Israel at the height of the Mideast uprising. It's a hospital that's 50-50 Jewish and Arab. In the best of times, we're talking stressful. In war, we're talking explosive. Only sometimes necessity is the mother of invention. I suggest a healing music project for the babies and the medical staff, and they agree. And you can see part of it here. Doom tak, doom tak, tak tak a doom, 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 tak tak, tak tak a doom. However you want. Tak 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 a doom, tak doom tak, tak tak a doom, tak 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 doom, tak a doom, tak 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 a doom, doom tak tak a doom. Imagine what will happen as each and every one of us connects to our authentic voice and we follow its direction. That forms a unified whole and an experiment live of creating voices of Eden. And we here now are creating that. Every single voice makes a difference. How will you use yours today? Please do something kind for yourself today because you truly deserve it.